Okay guys, we're back. This is Jane as always, and I've been relatively busy just getting stuff torn down from the old house. I've decided that I'm not going to tear down everything. I'm going to reuse some of this. Like, I'm going to leave the portal where it's at. We have the skeleton farm here. Plan on keeping that. And as you can see, the road is continuing this way, and ultimately this is going to be kind of like the central point, and we'll continue down that way and continue building buildings here. So I'm going to convert a lot of this, and I think that I've decided that I'm going to keep the storage area down there. I've done a couple changes to it. I'm still gonna work with it, see what I can do, but I'm not happy with the tree farm, so I think I'm gonna take that down and do something different with it. So far I got this almost finished, the brewing room. I still need to get underneath there and make sure it's all lit up, because there's still stuff spawning underneath. But we got the netherwort farms working nicely. Got the rest of the brewing areas filled up. And then this was the if you guys remember from the last video, the light detection. I've turned it into kind of like a temporary house. My mouse is being kind of weird, unresponsive, but this is the light detection circuit. Turns the street lights on and off. I've been going to the end a lot to do some enchanting and stuff, because I've been doing a lot of mining. But yes, we got two new buildings. This one I just started, and this one I've finished. And we have a wheat and cocoa bean farm. This is based off of Exumavoid's farm tutorial. It is really fast for producing a lot of wheat really quickly. Definitely think it's faster than generic B's version. I did the same thing. I just converted it for cocoa beans. There's a couple problems with the cocoa bean farm. Freaking spider, shut up! Where are you? Freaking kill you! Yeah. Freaking spiders. Alright, so there's a few problems with the cocoa beans. The cocoa bean farm is, one, they still use multiple bone meal. So you can use more than one bone meal on a... Here, let me get some bone meal real quick. So just like the wheat, you can use bone meal to grow it, but then you can continue to use bone meal on it. The other problem is, as you're freaking spiders, as you're going along, they don't actually, you can see that it'll skip a bunch of them, so you actually have to go slower and actually individually click all of them. But you can still produce quite a bit of cocoa beans this way. It just takes, you just got to go through it a little bit slower than you do the wheat farm. And then of course you can just plant them real quick like that. Spider, get lost. I'm trying to record. Pain in my ass. Alright, come on. Where are you? Now I don't understand this, because the roof here is all half slabbed. Everything up here is half slabs or stairs, so nothing should be spawning up here, but somehow spiders are spawning. Don't get it. See, these are full blocks, half slabs, half slabs. They're not upside down half slabs either, they're regular half slabs, so stuff shouldn't be spawning, but spiders are. I don't understand it. Same thing here, the corners are half slabs. But yeah, so this is the new building that we have built, and then we've started this. Which I haven't decided. I haven't decided if I want some sort of selection where I can choose, but right now it is a sugarcane farm. And I've been thinking that I probably want to do this the same way for a pumpkin farm and a watermelon farm. I just haven't decided if... I wonder if he's down below in the lights. I don't think so. Oh, yeah, he is. I'm gonna have to put some torches down here. This is the wiring section that goes to the lights. Yeah, not today, asshole. So I haven't decided if I want to make a selection board. I'm really excited for the new item frames. I can't wait. It's going to make a big difference for a lot of things. But maybe having a button selection and have the item frames that show the watermelon, the pumpkin, and the sugarcane, and ultimately just select. You just select which one you want, and then when you stand on the pressure plate, it would harvest that. Or if I want to do individual farms, because like that's one level. I know quite a bit of it is just the leaving room for the ceiling and stuff. Like I didn't want it to feel really cramped, so a lot of this is actually hollow. See, there's quite a bit of it that's hollow, and that's the actual level of the sugarcane farm. And I can't really decide if I want to do, because it would be pretty much the same building repeated over and over, then just slight differences because of the additionally required space for pumpkins and watermelons. I had another one of these guys. I went down underneath here, and there was a creeper down there. He blew up, and I had to replace half the netherwart farm. I really do not like creepers. So yeah, it would be 3 buildings that would be almost identical, and all the rest of these buildings are really have a bit of a unique flavor to them. Although I do kind of want to, I want some buildings that are similar in appearance, that kind of tie the city together so that everything doesn't look drastically different. Like, I don't know, this kind of feels, you know, pyramid inspired, Egyptian, whereas this is kind of almost I don't know, like jungle, temple-y type of look. So they definitely kind of conflicting with each other. I'm not really sure how to remedy that. But it's definitely, that's what we've been doing. And then recently, I've been, like I said, tearing this stuff down. And I'm probably going to keep this, put it inside of another building. Definitely going to want an enchanting table with a library there as well. I've also been thinking about using storage mine carts and rail lines so that, you know, if you're at, let's say you're at this the skeleton skeleton farm, farming XP, which isn't strictly necessary anymore with the changes in the way the experience works. But let's say you're there and you got a lot of the bones. I would want the bones stored ultimately in the storage area. So this is what we've done differently. We took out the wood columns and stretched this out an additional space in each direction, and then had made the chests forward facing instead of having them take up a single space and having them inward facing. I don't know, I think I just like it a little bit more with the latch showing. I'm a little bit happier with it than what it was at. But like I was saying, you could have you'd have a rail line that would come in here, and you'd have like the storage minecart you would set, and let's say you know, you had a cobble farm, so you could send from the cobble farm, they would come to here, and then when you'd come here, you could just grab that out of the storage minecart and put it away. But then I've also been thinking that I could use ender chests much the same way, and it wouldn't be strictly one directional. Like I wouldn't have at the cobble farm, I couldn't just send it here. I could put it into the ender chest, and I could bring it pretty much anywhere else if there was an ender chest. So I've been thinking about maybe putting ender chests at the end of all of these storage bays. And then, like I said, I can't wait for the new item frames. I think that I'll take out, I'm trying to decide if I want to take out the center column of blocks, put cobblestone, and then use the item frames to picture what's inside of the chests on either side, which I think would be I do like the blocks, but I think that when I get to storing items like bones, sugarcane, things like that, I'm definitely going to have to use the item frames. But if I use them for the blocks as well, then it'll have, oh yeah, I took out the sticky pistons, forgot about that. But yeah, it'll unify if I use the item frames for the building blocks as well. It'll unify the entire storage area. So I think I'll probably do that once storage frames come out. I mean item frames. But that's what I've been, like I said, I did quite a bit of caving as well. It's really kind of interesting, and watching other people's videos you learn and kind of get ideas for different things. And something that I had not really ever considered, a lot of people don't like silk touch, or they think that it's a relatively useless enchantment. And while I tended to agree with these people, I still enjoyed it because I do a lot of building out of stone brick. I like stone brick. I think it works well with a lot of the other bricks, especially nether brick, which is one of my favorite bricks, and then as well as sandstone. It works nicely, looks nice with sandstone as well. So I always liked silk touch to get stone to turn to stone brick. Makes it really easy to get quite a bit of it. And I had never really considered it for mining, for collecting any of the things that you would normally mine, until I watched I can't really remember whose video it was, but I watched somebody's video and they were talking about how they can get more redstone if they had silk touch. And I got to thinking about it, and they were right. You know, like if you think about if you're gonna go caving and you want to make the most out of your caving, you want to be able to continue mining and not have to stop, go to the surface, and do anything like that. So I tried it. I managed to fill up a good deal of my inventory in coal and redstone blocks, and got to thinking about it, and the amount of trips that it would take without the silk touch would have been astronomical. So I was able to enchant, I think, let me see, I think I had this one and I had that one. So I've had these 3 picks that I've enchanted off of just my mining. I didn't do any work at the skeleton farm. I've just been mining and managed to get 3 picks enchanted. Actually 4. I think this one was also a new one. So I managed to enchant 4 picks off of just mining with the silk touch and smelting the iron and the gold. And again, the lapis blocks as well, you get the ore instead of the lapis, and if you were to mine that with a fortune pick, that'd fill up your inventory really fast. So this is what I managed to get out of my mining. Definitely, I think, worked out nice using the silk touch, as well as I've been still using my branch mine that's over there with the staggered branches. It works out really nicely. So that's what I've been up to, and I think my next project is going to be this intersection. I don't know if I want to do... I've been thinking about doing a tower larger than this one, much larger, and a little bit wider, but I don't know how wide I can do it now that this building is here. So I would have to figure that out. But this here would be the center, and I would have it go out in all 4 directions, continue to add buildings, and then I also want to add some maybe some small side roads or something that move. Man, my mouse is being really wonky. But some side roads and things just to kind of fill in the spaces, because I don't want it to be a gigantic let's see, I don't want it to be a gigantic plus symbol and leave a lot of open space. The idea is definitely I want it to be mob safe. That's why we've got the lights. Alright, where are you, Archer? Oh, that's gonna miss. Can I catch it? Well, not exactly where I wanted, but close. I really haven't used these very much, so I'm not very good with them. There we go. I just started getting them. I made a trip to the Ender, and I had my looting sword on me, so managed to get a few of them. I was just there grabbing them so that I could make some more Ender chests. But yeah, like I was saying, I'll have the center here, and I'll have move out this way as well as out this way and further out that way. And I think can't remember. There's, oh yeah, the ocean's out that way. So I'll probably have build a port or something, some sort of shipping area. Like I was saying, I'm almost done with this. I still have to fill the some of this lava in before I can cap it off. But that's all that's left, and that's the sugarcane farm. It's simply just the sugarcane with pistons one above the sugarcane, and then sandstone above that. Freaking hate the rain, it's ridiculous. But I definitely don't want it to just be this great big plus sign. I want to kind of fill this area in. So these alleyways, I'll probably half slab and leave them dark, and then I'll have, I think maybe I'll do side roads, maybe around the outskirt, and have some more buildings in here, and then kind of fill it all in with half slabs. Although I don't know how safe that's going to continue to be. I have heard about, well, I know upside down half slabs are going to be spawnable, but I don't know about actual half slabs, so we'll definitely have to wait and find out. Yeah, so far those are the plans. And then I could possibly put an ender chest in here somewhere, probably maybe like right here and right there, just for symmetry. But that would allow me to move any kind of overflow from from these, like wheat and cocoa, to the storage area relatively easily. Same thing here. If I put ender chests somewhere in here, if I had to if I wanted to restock the like spider eyes and glycerin watermelon, stuff like that, if I wanted to restock that, then I could just go to the storage area and fill up my inventory plus a chest's worth of additional inventory to restock whatever. Let's get rid of this rain, just to restock whatever I had going at the time. So I don't really have any. I don't know if I'm going to continue to leave this as like a little house. I haven't made a decision on the permanent. Well, alrighty then. As a permanent use for the building itself. But I definitely liked how it turned out. Like I said, it has kind of like a jungle, I don't know, like maybe like a Peru or, you know, some sort of South American jungle kind of a feel to it. I think it's pretty cool. And then I want to maintain this, like, you know, it started to give me the idea of like in Breath of Fire 3, there's the super advanced village that you come to across the ocean, and where, you know, it's filled with this technology that's so far more advanced than anything that you'd seen before, but it's still it's desolate. There's no people. It's run down, decrepit. It's got things growing around, and that's definitely kind of what I want for the feel of this city to be. I want it to feel like some sort of advanced technological city that's just been abandoned for, you know, millennia. Which I think will definitely be like an interesting kind of feel to it. So I'll fill like all of this dirt I want to get rid of and fill it with half slabs, the grass. Yeah. Get out of there. No cookies for you. That's why I decided to use the iron doors instead of the wood doors, just to give it kind of like an industrial. Look at that, he did. He harvested the cocoa beans. What a jerk. Just to give it kind of like more of an industrial feel. That's definitely where we want to head. I'm not sure what kind of half slabs I want to use, if I want to continue using stone brick, or if I want to maybe use some sort of combination of, I don't know, maybe sandstone or something. I don't know. I would really love to use iron, but I can't half slab it, so it would have to be full slabs, and then I'd have to concern myself with making sure it was lit up properly. So now it's not letting me run either. That's obnoxious. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see where it goes. So far I'm liking it. I don't know, this building just feels like it stands out. You know, like I said, it's kind of pyramid-like, which is kind of like different from the rest of the buildings. You know, the rest of the buildings have a much squarer feel to them. So yeah, I don't know if I'll go with continuing with the stone brick, or like I said, maybe I'll try some other half slabs. Would like to stay away from wood. It's more of a natural. I feel like you know, over 1,000 years or something, like the wood would break down and wouldn't be there anymore. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Definitely trying to figure out some ideas for different buildings. Got to figure out if we want to do. I like the idea of having a selection, but then it's also another thing that you have to do. Like right now, all you have to do is just kind of walk in and stand on the pressure pad, and you get, you know, the sugar cane. Whereas otherwise, you'd have to select it, and then you'd have to step on it, and then you'd have to come back and select the other one. It'd be more work, as opposed to having 3 separate buildings that you would just walk into the building that you wanted. I don't know. I'm really not looking forward to like tearing all this stuff down either. It's been kind of menial. I don't do well with menial tasks. Anything that you have to do repeatedly over and over again. Also, I went back. I got on a friend's multiplayer server. We built a spleef arena. That's kind of nice. It uses a 4-way AND switch. So you know, you can get 4 people, and then they just stand in a ready area, which allows them to. Here, I'll show it to you. Yeah, so like I was saying, it's 4-player spleef arena, and it has these. You can apparently he's claimed one for himself. So they can be locked or unlocked, and he's apparently chosen one for me. Like I said, they can be locked or they can be unlocked, and if they're locked, that means that the AND switch is not engaged. It means that they're not going to be. So I've never unlocked them all, I don't think, to see what would happen, but anyway, this is you have a chest to put your stuff in, and then you have a bed to reset your spawn, and then everybody stands on the pressure plate. What is he doing in there? Apparently he wants to play spleef. So if it's unlocked, it becomes activated, and then if you stand on the pressure plate, it gives you a diamond shovel as well as opening the gate for you to enter the arena. The only thing that okay, I wonder who did that. The only the only current issue with it is the floor is not self-rebuilding, so at some point I'll have to make the floor self-rebuilding so that it will repair the floor after being destroyed. So as you guys see, that's the spleef arena that I built on a friend of mine's server. The idea behind it being that it doesn't need a lot of intervention for people in order for people to play. I know I've played on other servers where you needed to have a moderator present and required a lot of watching per se. So this this particular arena requires none. Once I have the floor built so that it's self-repairing, it'll require absolutely no intervention by anybody, and you'd be able to hold several separate spleef tournaments with or without a moderator on, which is always nice to be able to do the mini games that are on servers and stuff without having to have moderators, because a lot of times they can't be on 24 hours a day. That's pretty much it. Like I said, it's the ongoing plan for the single player world, things I build for other people on multiplayer worlds. You know, I'd really watched I want to say it was OOG. Pretty sure it was, yeah, it was OOG, and they were talking about 2 stone 1 stick, and I was thinking that maybe the perfect name for a multiplayer server. It's 2 stone 1 stick. Just, I don't know, I love the humor that the OOG guys have. Just funny bunch, funny group of guys. And so of course that, you know, the name itself lends itself to plenty of opportunities for joke. And I enjoy multiplayer play, and I would like having a server, but it just seems like every time I join a server, like in the case of the last server that I joined, it was supposed to be a group of people making LPs, and I was the only one really putting up videos, and then, you know, soon after that it just ended up falling by the wayside because it had a teenager running it who, in the case of most teenagers, had too much going on in his life. And it ended up getting shut down relatively quickly. But of course, like, I have a tendency to invest a lot of time on my builds, and I did so on that server and ended up losing all the work that I had done. I think the only fortunate thing that came from it was making friends with Martin when we, well, Martin, however you want to pronounce it, making friends with him when we pranked Dawn there, and which has been the case across all of the multiplayer servers that I've played on. I've always made friends with people there, but then the builds that I do end up getting destroyed, and that's the nice thing about the single player world, is that you don't have to concern yourself with whether or not your build is going to survive the weekend. I think that's it for today, so if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one.